Pathologic 2 is a survival game, and hunger is the major mechanic of almost every single survival game in existence. When it comes to Pathologic, hunger is no joke. Artemy eats like a truck, and every few hours, you'll need to eat a huge meal in order to survive. Well, what if we choose not to engage with this mechanic and never eat at all? Surely it's not possible to beat the game, right? Pathologic 2 is notoriously known as an incredibly difficult survival game, and today we're going to make it even harder by not eating any food for the full duration of the game. This means that once my hunger bar maxes out, which won't take long, I'll be suffering continuous health damage until the game ends. And you know what? Just to make things a little more interesting, I'll also be depriving the Haruspects of water as well. Drinking water only affects your stamina capacity, so really, this is just a minor hindrance. But in reality, I'll be getting around town much slower, and in any fight, I'll need to be really careful since I'll only be able to perform one attack at a time. For the purposes of this challenge, consuming any antibiotics, painkillers, and tinctures is allowed, otherwise we wouldn't be making it very far. We'll also be playing the game with the District Randomizer mod, which, as its name suggests, randomizes the status of each district as of day 3, as well as the Fog Remover mod to give the town a bit of a different look. And of course, we'll be playing on intended difficulty. I streamed all of this live, and if you're interested in watching it, you can find links to it in the description, as well as any links to any mods I'm using. With all of that being said, enjoy as I try to beat possibly the hardest and most stress-inducing challenge Pathologic 2 has to offer. Day 1, in which the Haruspex is very hungry. Currently, the plan is just survival. For now, the only way I'll be staying alive is if I have enough healing items. Fortunately for us, the game starts us out with Lika handing over a tourniquet and Grief supplying us with a bandage. Each day as I navigate the town, I'll be going to every possible pharmacy to pick up healing supplies. And specifically for today, I'll be going out of my way to collect as much blood as possible, which I'll then use to spawn herbs to sell to the bar later. Not even 20 minutes into the game, and my hunger and thirst bars are already maxed out. I hope you like looking at a stress-inducing, glowing red hunger bar, because it's going to remain there for 90% of the game. Soon after, my already low health the game starts you with is almost entirely depleted, causing me to use my 2 tourniquets, which really helped. As you know, today reputation almost immediately drops, so I'll lose access to every pharmacy. But a nap at Lara's provides us with a temporary solution and grants us access to the one in the Chine. Thank you for nothing. Just take my garbage. Just take my garbage and leave me alone. Seeing as pharmacies are a no-go for now, what I need to do is trade. Let me introduce you to Oozle. Oozle is the name of this NPC, and Oozles exclusively trade water bottles for healing items. Anytime I'm going about trading, I'll be making sure to hand over some water bottles. Nice, another tourniquet. I love buying myself time. I love delaying the inevitable. With the small amount of time I bought here, we can now check on Grief's men. In one of the cabinets I found a bandage, and somehow a few organs and bottles of blood found their ways into my pockets. Hunger does evil things to people, guys. If you've never murdered someone for their organs, you've never been hungry. Back at Grief's, I was reminded that there's a group of men in the factory who trade water for bandages. But due to me not planning accordingly for this, I didn't have enough bottles and only ended up with 1 bandage. On the brighter side, though, Var was able to pay out. Thank you, Var. Thank you so much, and I don't have to pay for this because I brought organs as payment. He's paying me, in fact. I love you, Var. Me and Var are gonna be the best of friends. Next, it's time to get arrested. It was already pretty late in the day, so I was only locked up for a few minutes, but there is a beneficial reason to be doing this, besides for clearing all my reputation. In addition to jail time skipping you, it also completely clears your exhaustion, which is a problem we'll tackle later, but this is a welcome temporary solution. The rest of day 1 was spent selling herbs, shopping at the remaining pharmacies, and trading with any oozles I found along the way. With that, we scraped on by the first day without eating any food. Right now, we're barely surviving, but after these first few days, things should get a whole lot more interesting. Pharmacies have reset, and after visiting all of them, I spent some time farming an oozle until morning. If you're unaware, NPCs can be killed over and over again to farm their drops. This can be done by reloading an area by entering and exiting a nearby building. So when it comes to it, or if there's absolutely no better way to spend my time, such as right now, this is what we'll do. With the scraps I got here, we had time for the funeral, town hall, and Isidore's house, which, in addition to giving me the key to the lair, gave me 2 bandages. Around now, that exhaustion problem is rearing up again, but this time we have a more concrete solution. After doing some research and testing some things, I have realized that drugs are the solution to our problem. Morphine, to be specific. Here's how it works. Morphine is a consumable item that gives you a small amount of health and increases your exhaustion. It also heals health by an additional 26% while sleeping. This effect lasts for 2 hours, and the most important thing about morphine is the fact that this healing effect can stack. So, consume 2 morphine and that's a 52% healing bonus. Consume 3 and it's 78%, and so on. Although a 52% or 78% healing bonus sounds like a lot, it's still not enough to combat the health loss from sleeping while starving. 1 morphine does not out-heal the damage you take from hunger while sleeping. So the question is, how many morphines does it take to out-heal this damage? 4 morphine. Wait, no, 3 morphine is like a stalemate. 3 morphine results in no health going down. 4 morphine, that's the magic number. Take 4 morphine and then go to bed. But I would want to make sure my exhaustion is maxed out. Oh my god, I love morphine, guys. I love drugs. I love drugs. Give me more drugs. So, 4 morphine is the right amount we'll want to take in order to out-heal hunger damage, but we could always stack more if health is really low. From now on, I'll be making it a point to trade morphine with kids and to buy some from the pharmacies. Next, I stumbled around town failing to acquire an adequate amount of healing items, and I already have to start relying on the new strategy. Okay, we're gonna take 5 morphine at a time and sleep for 2 hours each. That's what we're gonna do here. Am I gonna run through all of my morphine? Yeah. What am I gonna do about it? I don't know, cry. This leads us into day 3. Again, it's time for pharmacies, and seeing as I'm using so much morphine, the dead item shop is a must. What can I afford? Look at all of this, 78. My addiction is profitable. My morphine addiction is paying it off. Let's buy some bullets, take the bracelet, take everything. I'll keep 1 bandage. I bought out the man. I don't think I've ever bought out the dead item shop before. Thanks to these putting out, I actually have time to exit the town and go out into the steppe and collect herbs. And after hitting every major herb spot, I made it just in time to Aspides to have some morphine and a nap. I'll be holding onto as many blood and brown herbs as I can so that I can make yas tinctures. Everything else is going to be sold to the bar. We start the day with the only useful medical item in my possession being a singular morphine. Today's going to be a lot of work, but first, we need to help Notkin's friend Patches. Anyway, enjoy Schmouter. I'm not in my right mind. I'm hungry, guys. You're not you when you're hungry. Is this crazy behavior? No, this is hungry behavior. I didn't need that Schmouter. This next part didn't go very well. I wanted to find an Oozle to farm, but everyone I came across was surrounded by multiple people who would come to aid him in a fight. With my attempts at farming failed, I made a last-ditch effort of looting houses, but that came up empty, and instead of reloading a save, I just let a guard put me out of my misery. This time, we're going to hyper-focus looting caches and trading with kids in hopes I can get enough morphine to sleep out as much of the day as possible. After a few rounds of trading, I had enough morphine to last me until the town hall bell rings. Oh, the district's randomized. The district's randomized. And the mod reset my reputation everywhere. Oh, well, except for the Tanners and the hindquarters. Wait. I can live? I can live! Life is worth living! Thanks to the district randomizer mod, I was able to get some way easier trading done, as well as trading with guards and oozles again. Oh, and there was one last pharmacy I couldn't access that I could now shop from. Again, I didn't get much, but it was enough to survive until midnight. As usual, we've got to check the pharmacies for healing items and morphine, and we get to go to the dead item shop. Look at this. I'm rich. I'm rich. Always do drugs, kids. Always do drugs. Look at all the stuff I can buy. While out shopping, I luckily came across a toolkit early. With the alembic fixed, I can finally start brewing my own painkillers. And while the sound of my own more effective and more consistent to source painkillers already sounds great, it can be even better. Earlier, I brewed a whole bunch of yas tinctures, which I plan on brewing with healthy hearts. This will result in a painkiller which, in addition to giving me the highest possible health recovery percentage while sleeping, will also remove 15% of my hunger. With this, I can take one of these and sleep without the health loss from hunger. Now, we have an extremely solid way of surviving going forward, and a reliable failsafe if I fail to acquire enough healing items or morphine. I just need to keep the Yas tinctures and hearts in supply. With the alembic repaired, we've made it through the hardest part of this challenge. Just one homebrewed painkiller, and I've got enough time to schmouter Notkin, get some trading done, and fix the lamp in the nutshell. I can fix the thing. When you're hungry, you're kind. See, it's not like when you're hungry, you're angry. No, it's not when you're hungry, you rip out people's hearts so that you can eat them later. It's when you're hungry, you're kind. I also got today's hospital job done, picked up the fun reward, and I've got a baby to pick up in the Chine. Because of the district randomizer, the Chine has been made into a burned district when usually it's an infected district. This resulted in the building the baby is in crawling with bandits. I thought I had Mark beat with the painkiller thing, but here's another death. You know what? We're angry again. We're angry again. We're angry and we're malicious because of our hunger now. If I can't eat, fuck it. No one gets the baby. I'm keeping the child. If I can't eat, the baby is mine. I will eat the baby. Back at the lair, I've got a few things to brew, and the baby is safely secured in the bottom drawer of my cabinet. Sticky, we have a baby now. The baby is ours. Make sure you feed and bathe it, because I will not be doing that. Congratulations, Sticky, you are now a father. After some sleep, I got word Isidore's house was being robbed, which works out extremely well for us. Not only do I get a toolkit to upgrade the alembic, but I was lucky enough to harvest 4 hearts from the bandits. Another drug-induced nap, and I'm heading out to pick herbs. We're finally at a point in this challenge where I don't have to hyper-focus on my survival and I can get other things done. It's still more of a crawl than a run, but already with the alembic repaired, I've done more today than I've had time for previously. I've got some painkillers to pick up from the lair, and with that, we're on to day 5. Baby. We're gonna get another baby for the cabinet. Oh yeah, I can hear that baby. I can even speak baby. And I know what that baby says. That baby yearns for the cabinet. It's saying, I yearn for the cabinet. That's exactly what it's saying. I don't have space for that. But, yeah, you're not you when you're hungry. When you're hungry, you hoard babies in your cabinet at home. When you're hungry, you also, like, affect the physical plane and furniture disappears. This is probably really loud. Let me get rid of this baby. Yeah, I think they were really hungry too, and they just ate all the furniture in here. And they were about to eat the baby, but we will eat the baby later. Thanks to 4 of my homebrewed painkillers, almost a third of my hunger bar was lowered. It's only going to last me a few hours, but it's nice to not have to worry about constant health damage for a bit. Seeing as I had some time, I thought I would visit fellow morphine addict Katerina Saburova. Katerina, I'm here. I'm here. We can do drugs together. Oh my. She certainly seems like she needs the drugs. She's got a lot going on. Oh yeah. If no one has my back, Katerina has my back. I'll leave her the tourniquet. I'll clean up after her. I can't interact with that one, but we share here. We share our drugs. She's gonna need this after the high comes down. Probably, I don't know. See, this is like the children cash game. We take some drugs, we leave some drugs. Drug addicts support drug addicts. You know what I'm saying? Have a good time, Katerina. Nearby Twirene addict Peter needed a schmouter, and since the hindquarters was burned, I took the chance to gather a few more hearts. I don't even have space for this. We're gonna leave a... We're friends with Anna, so she wouldn't mind if we leave a sack of organs on her doorstep. Anna Angel, I trust you. I trust you to look after my sack of organs and baby. Surely the baby will still be there. Because we trust Anna. This is a crackhead community we're forming here. If you can't trust your fellow crackhead, then who do you trust? After securing everything in the lair, I barely survived in time for a new batch of painkillers to finish brewing. I still have a few pharmacies to check today, and besides that, I'll be trading for what supplies I can. At midnight, Lara got infected, which means we'll need to go over to the shelter. Oh, Lara. I can't. We can't lose you. You've shown me such kindness in my hour of crackhead. In my many days of crackhead, even. Today, the district randomizer has given us a lot of burned districts, which in addition to it being night results in running away from bandit after bandit, which isn't easy with such a low stamina bar. And thanks to this, I've died again. After some chaos, and today's hospital job, I was able to acquire 4 more hearts for painkillers. A few drug cocktails and naps later, and I've got a decent amount of healing items and future painkillers in my pockets. I get anxious thinking about my kids. Are they faring alright in the lair without me? They're fine. They have babies to eat in the cabinet. I mean, they have food in the cabinet to feed the babies with. We would never eat a baby. Never. That's not why I'm holding on to babies. Speaking of babies, I made a certain arrangement with Anna. And, you know, the crackhead community looks out for each other, so Anna's given me another totally legitimate baby she came across. At the lair, we've got more painkillers to brew, and now it's time to go see Murky at the Crowstone. I didn't have enough time to investigate everything, so I don't get to get the panacea early. Which means that once I save Murky here, I'll be infected, and I'll be taking continuous health damage from 2 sources at once. And until I can cure myself, I'm going to be in absolute pain. Since we're infected tonight, we're making it a point to buy some antibiotics from the pharmacies to manage my infection. I knew that surviving until I would be able to get a panacea would be hard, but I didn't think it would be impossible. Once it was morning, I went straight to the lair to see the Inquisitor at the cathedral, and then I was going to start my journey to Shiken when I realized that being damaged from infection and starvation is way too much to deal with without an absurd amount of supplies. Before I even left the bridge square, I was inches away from death, and knowing my efforts were futile, I welcomed the trip to the theater. I didn't want to have to do this, but I'm going to have to bite the bullet and eat one of my schmauters. Without the threat of infection, getting things done today was made as simply as it can be while simultaneously starving. And after a quick stop at the lair, I finally got to go to Shiken. Here you go, babies. Enjoy the rotten food and the alcohol. Sticky, make sure you're feeding them. I think we've completely lost it. I think these babies might be dead. Sticky's not feeding the babies because they won't eat because they're dead. They're not eating any of the food I put in here. Sticky, how could you let this happen? You had one job. Hello, Foreman. Can you tell that I'm cracked out of my mind? And also that I'm as skinny as one of the sticks over there? After a little trading, we move on to day 8. The day is over. Overall death toll 8,121 people. If those 8,121 people just ran around doing drugs the whole time, they wouldn't be dead. Because that's what I'm doing, and I'm being so successful. To give me more time today, we're ignoring the whole termitary situation. I did, however, have time for a quick meeting with my favorite junkie, Katarina. Isn't she here? Someone's wailing inside. Ah, that's my girl. I recognize those wails anywhere. That's my girl, alright. Crackhead mate call. Oh, what? Oh, what? The district randomizer has cursed this building. Normally it's empty. Katarina, we gotta get out of here. This isn't safe. Where is she? The district, she's lost in the district randomizer. Where is she? Oh my god. The house has consumed her. There's no saving her. What the hell happened to her? The rest of the day was spent trading for morphine, buying medical supplies, and gathering any hearts I could. I did eventually come across a spindle, which Anna will trade for me for a very valuable to this challenge heart. We're ending today with a profit of 9 morphine and 3 hearts, which should keep me going for a while. How are the babies doing, Sticky? Taking care of them? Have they eaten yet? They haven't eaten, Sticky. You know what that means. You're getting punished. No more eating. No more eating for you. Tonight, quite a few people are in danger, but luckily I've stocked up on plenty of twirine just for them. Oh, here they come. Here they come, a trainload of free hearts have invaded the town. Little do they know that a crackhead is running around removing the hearts of people and that they're my next victims. We start day 9 with visits to Anna, Peter, and Grace, who all get their prescribed doses of alcohol. Until Oyen summons me, I'll be attacking every soldier I see, and immediately it starts paying off. This guy dropped a rifle, which in turn helps me kill more soldiers who give me more ammo and hearts. Today, we get to go to the abattoir, and not going would be a huge mistake. This is my only chance to make a significant dent on my hunger, and I'm not going to miss it. Gulp. Delicious. I'm seriously considering drinking more of these. What do we think, guys? I'm pretty thirsty. Look at that hunger satisfaction. It's like a high. I can't resist it. I need more. Ooh. Scrumptious. I'm so close. Guys, I'm so close. An empty hunger bar. I can't resist. I can't resist the urge. Oh. Oh, that's so good. Look at that hunger bar. Completely empty. Oh, this is sad. I made it out of the abattoir with only one cure. Could you blame me? If you guys were hungry, you would have slurped down on the blood too. I can make so much drugs from this. This isn't fair, just you wait. Once Katarina's mine and we rule this town, we are storming the abattoir and making all the drugs from this. All the drugs. The end of the abattoir brings us into day 10, and things are finally looking up for once, since for the first time I have a completely empty hunger bar. But, thanks to my own greed, I only have one panacea. I also have 5 Schmouters, but still I don't have enough to save everyone. Peter got infected today, so my first 2 cures are going to him and Grace. This way, someday Peter can teach Grace the ways of the addict. I gave Grief the panacea, and Sticky and Murky got Schmouters. I wanted Taya to have the last cure, but despite trying to go for the peaceful resolution at the dormitory, that didn't work out too well. By the time I managed to cure Taya, hunger was back in full force. It didn't last long, but I got through a good chunk of the day without having to sleep away the pain. And now, we're going to spend the rest of today gathering hearts and supplies for the final day. Do you care if I do this in front of your eyes? He doesn't. The army soldiers are chill. Do you care if I point this right between your eyes? Do you care if I make you look down the barrel? You're fucking kidding me. I missed. There we go. With all of these painkillers, we have more than enough to survive the last day, but before we get there, there's one last thing we've got to do. Let's run away. This town has been nothing but starvation. Starvation and people keeping their healthy, tasty hearts away from me. I'm sick of it. I want to run away to a town where I'm not going to be starving in it. Aglaya, you forgot to pack the food. I'm still hungry. What seems to be the problem, officer? Oh my god, they shot her right through the heart, too. That's fucked. This isn't fair. I'm coughing up blood. I need to go. Anyway, I'm gonna go back, crawl back home and do some drugs. At the lair, I set one final batch of painkillers to brew, and now it's time for the last day. The Haruspex has been starving and doing nothing but drugs for 10 days straight, and it's all been leading up to this. I have something planned, but first I want to knock out today's quests so that the ending options are available. So we'll need to find the Inquisitor's papers first. Ah, I see you were hungry too, Daniel. Really hungry. Did you harvest all of these hearts to make your own drugs as well? He's a man after my heart.
What do you call?
Oh my god, everyone is hungry. Everyone was fueled up on drugs and killed a bunch of people to harvest their hearts. Everyone's been so inspired by me. It's okay, Clara. You were hungry and on drugs. It's fine. I've been there. Where is he? Where are the papers? Where are the papers? They didn't tell me where the papers were. That's what you get. Ooh, scrumptious hearts. I knew they were holding out on me. Now that today's quest is over, it's time to choose our ending. And we won't be choosing the dinaural or nocturnal ending. Instead, we'll be doing the super secret and the canon hungry crackhead ending. And for this, we'll need our 3 babies. You see, they want me to choose between blowing up the polyhedron and letting the plague flourish. But little do they know that in a drug-induced dream, I had an epiphany. So here's the deal. Babies are immune to the plague. Why are they immune to the plague? Because of their blood. So if we want to cure the plague, we need plenty and plenty of baby blood. And of course, doing anything to a baby would be highly frowned upon. So we've got to do this out here, without any prying eyes. Mother Bodo, I bring to you 3 sacrifices. With the power invested in me, I will cure this town. Pay no attention to what's going on here. Mother Bodo is simply rewarding me in return. Oh my god, they were full of blood. Living blood. See, I was right. We can cure the entire town with this. Actually, I think those babies are actually still spilling out blood. I need to start picking that up. Babies were the key all along. See, we didn't have to blow up the polyhedron to get blood. We just needed to do enough drugs to get in contact with Mother Bodo and kill a few children. That's all it takes. Look at this. Thank you, children. Sticky nourished them well. They were full of blood. Now we must go cook. Isn't it crazy that this is a real ending? With this, a river of blood has been spilled and the town has been saved. This brings us to the end of our challenge run. I very much doubted if it was possible, but we beat the game without eating anything and without drinking water. I hope you all enjoyed the video, thank you for watching, and goodbye. Please, Katarina, don't let me down. Don't let me down. No! What do you mean? Let me in, Katarina. You can't hide from me. You can't hide from me. Where are the drugs? Where are the drugs? Where are the drugs? You're hiding them. You are hiding them from me, and I know it. Where are the drugs? I know they're here somewhere. Where are the drugs? Oh! They're not there. They're not there. I can tell you that for sure. Anyway, this never happened. What? That was just like a crackhead fever dream. I passed out for a few minutes.